Why I submit every OSU play. So before I explain why, I'm going to tell an anecdote about myself with submitting OSU maps. So I went through both phases where I submitted every play on OSU and a phase where I quit out in the middle of the map if it was a bad run or if I didn't FC. So the reason why I did both phases was because for the phase where I submitted every map, I had a growth mindset where I believed that my XP bar for my OSU skill would increase every time I finished playing a map in OSU. And now for the phase where I quit out every map if I didn't FC, it was mainly because I had an ego and I thought I could FC every map I played, but that's not necessarily the case because I can't be good at every skill set because I'm not good at every skill set and can FC every skill set at that time. And I thought I was just wasting my time, but after some thinking and with changing the way I approach playing the game, I realized that the formal way of submitting every play that I'm about to play, even though it is a really long map, is the best approach to improving OSU, regardless of its time usage. And I'm going to explain a bit more why I submit these OSU plays and when I actually don't really submit an OSU play. If you're following a play for improvement to play for PP cycle, so I made a video on this. It's called like which is the best mindset for OSU, and I talk about that in there. Just for the sake of time, I concluded that the play for improvement to play for PP cycle is the best way to basically improve in OSU. It's the fastest way, I believe, at least fastest for me. So this way, if you follow that mindset, you want to optimize play more. So everyone says that the best way to get better OSUs is play more, and honestly that is the bottleneck. Just play more, how much you actually play OSU. If you want to skip all these intricate complex steps that I like to give out in these videos, the main takeaways is play more and you will get better no matter what. But you do want to utilize play more because the more notes you read and play in OSU, the more XP you will get for your OSU skill bar for experience. So naturally, if you submit every play you make and play the map in its entirety, then you read and play more notes in a certain time frame compared to if you just quit out the map if you miss somewhere just so you can replay it again to FC it. Basically, you have an increased efficiency for improvement in OSU if you submit the play instead of quitting out in the middle of it, which for my case, it was because of ego, because I thought I could FC every map, but that's not necessarily the case. So the second reason I also submit every OSU play is the positive reinforcement feedback loop. So I know this sounds crazy, but to explain this concept, I just want to give a scenario. So you know, like dogs, right? They'd be like barking and shit on the ground. So if you want to teach them how to do a certain skill, like sit or raise their paw, we reward them every time they do it for treats or something, maybe like a head pat or tasty dog bone. And this essentially links in their brain the action of obeying their master with receiving food, which is a positive reinforcement feedback loop to do the action of sitting or raising their paw, because every time they do that action, they are rewarded with something. Every time the dog learns how to sit and raise their paw, they get better at it, and we can apply that into OSU. So this action would be to play the map. For the dog is to sit down and raise their paw. For us, the action would be to play the map in its entirety. Then assuming that you improve in a linear or positive fashion, like most improving OSU players, then your reward will be looking into the locals and seeing that your most recent play is better in AC or a combo, better in some type of way compared to your old scores. And this makes for a positive reinforcement feedback loop where your brain will associate playing the map in its entirety with improvement, right? Which is more efficient for improvement than quitting out the map if you don't FC it, which doesn't give you any signal of progress at all, because it doesn't show a physical score in the local score. Reasons where it's okay to not have to submit every OSU play. So places you don't have to submit every OSU play is, I feel like this is pretty obvious, but it's if you are purposely FCing a map and retry spamming. I feel like a good approach to this is to probably submit a run or two before you go for the full ass FC on the map. Because if you have troubles FCing it due to mind block or something, or maybe you're just not even warmed up, then playing it through first can like help to reset your mind block on it. It resets the perception on it, which is a solution to mind block. Also, if the map is just not good or boring as fuck, like you don't want to play through like a 10-minute map, you don't have to play through the whole thing. I mean, I do like to play the shorter maps, and I know people are out here playing these long ass maps. I don't know how they do it, but if it's just not to your taste, you don't have to submit it. You don't have to play it because it's just a game, bro. You can just chill. You can play what you want. And one last reason why you shouldn't submit an OSU play is if you get score v1 and you got a really shitty act on this new score v1 play. And this did happen to me one time, and I do have a screenshot I'm about to show right here, and it is horrible. Don't do that. So that's why I submit every OSU play. It's the growth mindset and the positive reinforcement feedback loop. And the zero cost way to support this channel is to subscribe to it, share it to a friend. You guys can also join my Discord server to join this free community where you can interact with other OSU players and participate in events hosted by me, like tourneys and multis and cool stuff like that. That's pretty much it. See ya.